Today we're going to show you real quick how to do a soil remediation. So the first thing we do on a soil remediation is we have to get a sample of the contaminated soil initially. That's the blue-gray. So we take that, we send it to the lab, it gets analyzed. That lets the facility that's going to accept this contaminated soil know exactly what type of product we're bringing in, whether it's a hazardous or a non-hazardous material. That's called a waste classification. That's got to be done long before anyone comes to the site to begin the remediation. That process takes about 10 days. You can get a rush on the sample, but it's a lot of money, it's not worth it. So after that comes back, the results come back, we send those results to the facility willing to accept the soil. We say, hey, can we bring you 25 tons of this product? They'll say yes, they'll give us a scheduled date. The contamination begins at the base of the tank. So after the contractor has left, he'll put the overburden, that's the good soil above the tank, he'll put it back. So when we come out to do the remediation, we uncover all the good soil, which is the overburden. And that's what we've done here. So that's all the good soil. We don't load the good soil out. So we dig down to where the contamination begins. And you can see by the blue-gray right there, that's where the contamination begins. So what we do is we take that soil, put it in a bag, and we sample it on our PID meter. That detects the hydrocarbons, or in other words, the extent of the contamination. We use that as a start point. So we sampled this and it was 685. So we'll continue to remove the gray soil until it gets down to about 30. When it gets 30 on the PID meter, I know I can then take my post-excavation soil analysis. That's what the state requires in order to remove the case or the spill number. And we just go based on that. That's what determines when we stop digging. Once we get that scheduled date, the day we come out, we set out all these ground protecting mats. We go over the scope of work with the homeowner on where we're going to sit, where the trucks are going to sit, what we can and what we can't do based on the permission of the homeowner. So then when we come out, we take that start point reading with our PID meter and we just begin to excavate. We'll dig down about 6 or 7 feet and then we'll take another PID reading. Throughout this process, we're constantly screening as we go. So once we remediate all the contaminated soil, the DEC knows that we've cleaned up this site when we give them a clean bottom sample right here, and then 4 clean side walls. Now the two ways we take these samples, it's called a grab and a composite. That center bottom is a grab sample. We just grab it, we put it in a jar, we send it to the lab, it gets sampled. The four side walls are a composite. So we grab a little from that side wall, grab a little there, grab a little there, grab a little there. We put it in one jar, and that's a composite. So in order to, once this area is cleaned up, those are our post-excavation samples. We take one bottom grab and a four side wall composite. And we've done that already and took the readings. They're all acceptable. So once we've taken our clean samples, we then put back the overburden. It was about 7 tons there. And then we backfill it with a item crushed. That minimizes any of the sinking. They're gonna put a patio back here. So anytime I go beyond 8 feet in depth, I'll use that product. If not, I'll use the backfill material, soil, with a little rocky soil, and I'll compact it in 12-inch lifts. So that was about 7 tons of the overburden put back. We just put in actually 20 tons of the item crusher, compacted. It's pretty firm right here. We're just going to finish this off by hand, and then we'll hand tamp that. We'll rake all the edges in, and now we're just going to start coming in with dirt or topsoil. So after we put all the item crusher in, we compacted that, then we regraded this area where it was loose, compacted it, then we set our topsoil, put a little compact on that topsoil, and then we rake it out. And that's it. That's a finished soil remediation by Tank Masters Environmental.